Hello, hello, hello to all you beautiful souls. Let's see if it comes on, if it works, if everything's working. I know my natal charts aren't working. And I don't like that. But it is what the heck it is. Right? Let's make sure if you think of all the people in the whole wide world, internal service error. Yeah, server error. I've tried to do Love Ball's chart even because I put in the wrong location. I really don't think it'll change anything, but it won't let me for 2 days now. I tried yesterday and the day before. And the day before I put in the wrong date. Now it's just every time I go to click the location, it says find the place from the atlas. And it goes internal server error. I even tried it from the laptop. I even tried it from not Google mind control. Grand rising. Grand glorious rising to everybody. Oh, you beautiful souls. So, let me finish this real quick. I'm almost done. That's why I'm late. I was threading elastic with crystals. Little chips of crystal. And you can get those little kits. They look like this. But they're full of little crystal chips for like $20 on Amazon. And you can make a whole bunch. Yes, you can. I had to add a few more to my one that says, well-behaved women rarely make history. I will. That's what it says. Follow your heart. So, you can get all that stuff on Amazon. And you can make a whole bunch. I love to give them away. I was just thinking, I'm making I made one for my mom and a diffuser one. And I made one for my other mother. And I love to give them away. And back in the day, they were called friendship bracelets. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you. I just brushed it. Put a little coconut oil in it. Throw it up. It is what it is. It's hot out there. It's hot out there for a pimp. Trying to make the money for the rent. Oh, my kid said, she's moving out. Oh, just hold. I know. Sometimes it's a lot. My kid said she's moving out August 1st. We'll see what happens. My kid's birthday is in August 8, 1998. 11:09 p.m. That's a 911 backwards. And thou shalt love thy God with all thine heart, with all thine soul, and with all thine might. Is Deuteronomy 6. Hey, this is the 9th. It's not the 9th yet. That's funny. That's my daughter's father's birthday, July 9th. David. And if you read who Christ came from, though, it's the line of David. All right. So the more you say, the less people will remember. July 8th. The more you say, the less people remember. Gosh, I better keep that in mind. I better keep that in mind, huh? For some of us that are long-winded. Oh, my goodness. I wake up. My kid used to sleep until like noon or 1 or 2 or later. My kid's wide awake, rattling my ear off. I mean, I haven't even had coffee yet. And my kid's like, my mom and my kid are always like, look at this on their fake book. Oh, you got to watch this video. Oh, you got to look at this. And I said, oh, read this. Oh, my gosh. I can't. It's like everybody's lit like a light. Here's my lighter. It's lit. It's lit. Everybody's lit up with all this energy. My kid is all over the place. I mean, just, oh, my goodness. And you know what it's like to be 21. Anybody? Think you know everything, don't you? My kid needs a male mentor is what my kid needs. A healthy male mentor. Raziel Theus, he said he'll help. He's in Wisconsin, Dana, and he's wanting some help. He built one of the Rife machines. Rife, whatever it is. I'm smoking joints now. It's sour diesel and chili bean. So if anybody is offended by that, then they're free to exit stage left. Kindly. We do it kindly. I bet they are. I think that the angels are trying to vocalize through a lot of us. Absolutely. And I've been thinking about like how we're the fallen angels. The ones of us who already survived many levels of hell. We're here now. We're here now to wake the dead. Or raise the dead, right? So Acts, this is our daily bread. Acts 15:36. It says right through 16 and 5. Paul did not think it wise to take him because he had deserted them. Yeah, we shall know people by their fruits. Don't cast your pearls to the swine. None of that stuff. That's Acts 15:38. Paul, a friend in failure. On November 27th, 1939, 3 treasure hunters accompanied by film crews dug through the asphalt outside of the Hollywood Bowl Amphitheater in Southern California. They were looking for the Cayuga Pass treasure. Oh, them gold diggers. Consisting of gold, diamonds, and pearls, rumored to have been buried there 75 years earlier. They never found it. Boy, they've been digging up American land for far too long. After 24 days of digging, they struck a boulder and stopped. All they accomplished was a 9-foot wide, 42-foot deep hole in the ground. That's a very big hole. Digging for gold and pearls and diamonds. That's my birthstone, April. They walked away dejected. To err is human. We all fail sometimes. Yes, we do. We just pick ourselves back up, pick each other up. We all have wisdom and knowledge. It's very important. It's very great when we can bring it all together. Scripture tells us that young Mark walked away from Paul and Barnabas on a missionary trip and had not continued with them in the work. Because of this, Paul did not think it wise to take him on his next trip in Acts 15:38, which resulted in a strong disagreement with Barnabas. But in spite of his initial failings, Mark shows up years later in surprising ways. When Paul was lonely and in prison and chosen when he was in prison. Yeah, he got a new heart and the Holy Spirit came upon him. And he went out traveling and preaching. He did not have a church. He traveled all over the place. Apostle Paul, is one of my favorites. He wrote about the spiritual gifts I've already taught so many times. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. But the greatest of these gifts is love. Love. Faith, hope, and love. Prophecy is a great gift, though. I've already read all that stuff. You can do it in your spare time. There's also some gifts in Ephesians, which is another great book by Apostle Paul. Galatians, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, all of that stuff. It's really good. But in spite of his initial failings, Mark shows up years later in surprising ways. When Paul was lonely and in prison toward the end of his life, he asked for Mark and called him helpful to me in my ministry in 2 Timothy 4:11. That's another good book. God even inspired Mark to write the gospel that bears his name. Mark's life shows us that God won't leave us to face our errors and failures alone. We have a friend who's greater than every mistake. As we follow our Savior, I want to say our Redeemer, he came to set us free. Period. Yes, Damascus Road. Came to set us free. To say you are loved and you are forgiven. I am your brother. I'll be your servant and wash your feet for you. Peter, that's what Christ said. He served. He came to serve. He came to give. He came to heal. So we should be saying that same message. That God, love the God with all your heart. God is inside of you. God is not off in some courtroom. And we need to treat our body like a temple as far as our diet consists of. What we put into our mind. What rabbit holes we decide to go down. Use your discernment, please. Videos are titled, like Casey said, clickbait. Okay? Websites, newspaper articles. It is designed to get your attention. Our attention. So we have to use discernment. That's another great gift. It's all in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. But I would go ahead and read through chapter 16 in your spare time. I've already read it many times. It goes all the way through the resurrection. So, we have a friend, that's what it says, who's greater than every mistake. As we follow our friend, our teacher, our Savior, our healer, our God, that we're not meant to be slaves to, like not our master. Our master is to imply we are a slave and we are less than, right? No, it's not. The Spirit is inside of us, who will provide the strength and help we need. And Christ is coming back, pouring down on every being. In spiritual energy, the energy of Christ consciousness, it's right inside of us. Thank you, James Banks. What mistakes or failures have you faced recently? And what are you overcoming? We should be releasing a whole lot of stuff. In what ways have you discovered God's strength as you share them with the Spirit in prayer? What's the Spirit bringing to you? So, precious Creator in Christ, we thank you for being the mother, the father, the son, the daughter. We thank you for being there whenever we want to talk with you. You're always there. You're right inside. We're so grateful. We praise you for the comfort and hope that only you can give us. You can give us. And we thank you for all the earth angels that help light the way. Even when we're falling and struggling, we can still. Yes, Paul considers Timothy as his son. Yes. Love will light the way. Going with the flow is today. We're going with the flow. Now, I was telling somebody yesterday, my beautiful other mother, my friend, that when I'm going with the flow and I'm in the zone and I'm just singing and dancing while I'm riding my bike and just being free, and I'm not bitter and bitching and whining and victim mentality and the world just sucks and why is the world against me? When I just let go of everything, I'm telling you, lights turn green right before I get there. It's just like you just keep flowing. Traffic clears when I need to go across the street. I can just keep flowing. And I'm talking 5 miles across town to go handle business. Even when the rain came down, Ernest had said something about dancing in the rain. Ernest said something about being in the rain. And it started raining. And hello, woke up, Sassy Love. It started raining, right? I still had my headphones on. I covered my phone and stuff, flipped it over in my bag, so that it was just lightly raining. But I just kept going and I just kept laughing. I wasn't gonna let the rain bring me down. So I was singing in the rain, riding my bike, and it started to downpour. So I just stopped under an awning. And eventually I had to go down to a cut. It was an empty business, even further because it was raining so hard. And I took a video and I just laughed. And I just said, just go with the flow. Just keep dancing. When life hands you lemons, make lemonade. When it starts raining, just go under an awning. I said, but if I tell people that lights change green and the obstacles, the mountains, anything, it just starts clearing when I'm flowing. When I'm not flowing and I'm living in a state of ingratitude, a state of ungratefulness, spoiled brat, talking, I want what I want and I want it now. I just say, Spirit, please show me what I need to do. What is the lesson? Just keep going, right? Keep going. Go with the flow in the language of letting go. When I let go and surrender is when it just goes barefoot. Yes, heck yeah. Go with the flow. Let go of fear and your need to control and have your own way. Relinquish anxiety. That's an addict. That's a toxic thinking. That's a distorted thinking pattern. I want what I want and I want it now. You can't always get what you want, right? But if you try sometimes, let it slip away. As you dive into the river of the present moment, the river of your life, your place in the universe. Stop trying to force the direction. Try not to swim against the current unless it is necessary for your survival. If you've been clinging to a branch at the riverside, let go. Because if you cling too tightly, you're gonna lose control. Let yourself move forward. Let yourself be moved when we have to. When something's not working, what do we need to let go of, Spirit? What do we need to release? At this full moon release, all the way to the dark moon, we're in 2 weeks of release. What do we need to let go of? Where are we not surrendering to the Spirit's will? And the fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, ever so gently for all our trauma survivors, and self-control. Yeah, all right. Yes, it is. Sometimes we could be stubborn as hell, huh? Oh, man, I know about being stubborn. I have a Aries sun. Thank goodness it's on the Pisces cusp. Thank heavens for that. Stubborn, and I'm realizing how stubborn a Capricorn is. And I got some Lilith in Virgo. And a Leo. So I know I can't get too prideful. I know I have to not be too ambitious. And part of me is like, go get it until I drain myself and hurt myself. And I'm letting go of so many beliefs of this world. Fear was one of the first things to go. What's another thing? Vanity. I was thinking about this vanity. Oh, yes, the original movers and shakers. The How Universal wake you up with that one. You think you run this show? Anybody thinks they run this show? That'll shake you. Some of those cards, Crystal Mondal Healing Oracles, it'll say like, even if the earth shakes beneath your feet, you will stand fearless. Because love and fear cannot coexist in the brain. Fear started to kick in when I saw that smoke in the fire. When I opened the door and all I could see was smoke, and I started to go to fear. I said, oh my God, I'm never going to make it. And then the Spirit kicked in and I said, duck down. And I dropped, the phone was there. I dropped that little Obama phone, you know, those state phones free after my phone got hacked. That was so unreal, all of it. But I crawled up there saying I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I was scared to death. I was absolutely frickin' terrified. I had to say it like, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I've lost my notes on the stuff I was going to pin. I should pin the day I nearly burned alive. What's today, Wednesday? I didn't write any names down yesterday. Who was here yesterday? Oh my gosh, I'm slipping. My brain, you guys, trying to deal with my child. I feel like I'm in a state of living on the edge where anything could happen at any moment. And you don't have a moment of peace. Because as soon as you think you have a moment of peace, something happens. Dana, conscious evolution. And you gotta jump and go say, what the hell is going on? It could be an outburst. These theatrical outbursts. I'm trying to let my kid express himself. Woke up sassy. I know Hibsy was here yesterday. In earnest. And love ball. Because I suddenly had to go. It was my mother calling yesterday. Because the dishwasher man was coming. I said, you're here. You're here. So your name goes in the drawing. I have to write down the names. Write down. Yes, share a piece of the rock. My kid has really been stressing me out. And I still haven't watched, what is it, a 45-minute Dutch video? 42 minutes. And I still got, no, I'm 42 minutes in. It's 42 minutes and 19 seconds. I still haven't watched it. I've been trying to watch it for 2 days. And so there's so much. And so I've been stringing beads, smoking joints, smoking cigarettes, waiting for my new CBD to get here so I can make the next batch. It's crazy. Just keep focusing. I keep losing my notes. Forgot my shopping note one day, my list. And it just stresses me out. Then I become very grouchy when I'm not getting my sleep. My child's not sleeping. It's very stressful over here. Anyway, stop trying to force the direction. Try not to swim against the current unless it's necessary for your survival. If you're clinging to a branch on the riverside, it's time to let go. All right, we let go. Throw your hands up. Let yourself move forward. Let yourself be moved forward. Avoid rapids when possible. If you can't, stay relaxed. Remember to breathe. I was reading something about the masks, and I'm still going to keep talking about this. They're supposedly installing 5G in the schools, okay? And then they're talking about making the children wear masks when they go back. And I don't like that. I know what the masks do. They lower your CO2 if you have to wear them all day. Like people who are working wearing masks all day long. It lowers your immune system. It is not healthy for us. I don't know what that was. If Lily's here, she has it because she sent it to me right at the same time I was talking about the concern of the 5G and the children. If you can't, stay relaxed. Staying relaxed, you can take you safely through fierce currents if you're breathing. If you go under for a moment, allow yourself to surface naturally. You will. You will. My grandma, I was thinking about this morning. I would tell her from prison, I just want to help my child. I just want to help that guy. I just want to help these people. I just want them to see that there's a better way. And she said, you cannot help anybody until you help yourself. She told me about a stewardess in an airplane. In the event that the plane goes down, you have to take your own oxygen first. You just have to. You just have to. If not, you're going to sink like the Titanic with them. I'm not kidding. My soul knows what to do. To ground, to detach, I left my phone off longer this morning. Then I left it inside. I was backing it up. Strange things going on again. I might have to restore it. See if that Capricorn astrology. Might have to change my number. I don't keep my number very long anymore. I don't trust all this shit. I've been hacked, and there has been the most weird things happening. And I just go on ahead and change my number. Thinking about getting a new device. I think the device is connected to every time all those 8 fake book accounts they stole. That device is connected. That laptop's connected. Everything's connected by the freaking everything. I don't fear them, but I just don't want them in my shit. It's a violation of my privacy. Get the hell out of my stuff. They got COVID tracking devices now that are supposed to register if somebody next to you has COVID. Get the fuck out of my phone. What are these devices? Appreciate the beauty of the scenery as it is. See things with freshness and newness. You shall never pass by today's scenery again. No. If we're constantly in our phones when we're out and we constantly got to record and take pictures and share, I have that problem. So much unbelievable stuff. It's like a way to store evidence. Not even kidding. At the park when I was swinging the other night, I had to stop swinging in mid. I was having a good time too. But I caught the sight of a flying object. It was not a plane, but I couldn't zoom in on it. I had to slow down the swing so I could stop and take a picture. And that's interrupting my freedom because there's so much unbelievable shit going on. And then it vanished. Whatever the hell it was. It was white, and it was large. It was not a plane. It was kind of hovering. Anyway, the days keep... Something About Passing Me By is a song by Farside that's coming, Phar. It's like some groovy music. Cyde. I can't remember what type of music. Something About Passing Me By. It's coming to me right now. You should never pass by today's scenery again. Are we in the moment? My dad will say, did you see that? If I'm in the truck with him. And no, I didn't because I was looking at my phone trying to reply to someone or something. No, I didn't. I'm guilty too. Yes, the heck I am. Don't think too hard about things. The flow is meant to be experienced. Within it, care for yourself. You are part of the flow. An important part. I'm learning to not need my phone and music all the time. Work with the flow. Work within the flow. Be present in your area. Be present when you go to the park. Be present when you go other places. Like my mom, she reads her books at the dinner table. And my dad just gone upstairs into space. And I try to make some conversation that I think that for some, these devices have really gotten in the way. We can't just all sit. Everybody's on their phones. Everybody's trying to connect. Even because we're not connecting as people, we have to connect with people out here in social media, right? How many people feel that way? And if people who live alone, absolutely, I understand the need for connection. Absolutely. Connection with people who are on your flow and wanting to do the things that you're doing, and people that are woke as well, because you can feel really crazy. My mom, she makes me feel pretty crazy sometimes when I know I'm not crazy. That inner knowing, that inner feeling, and I don't know. I'm so into this. I'm very disturbed about Capricorn astrology software. After I'm done, I'm going to shut down the whole computer. I don't know why it's getting an internal server error on Google. On Safari, I haven't tried it on Safari through the Apple iPhone. And I tried it on the laptop, and it just keeps saying internal server error. I don't like that. But Mercury's still in retrograde. There's a whole lot going on with Jupiter and Pluto. And I'm studying the energy from the rings of Saturn while Saturn's in retrograde. And just went back into Sagittarius for a moment. And then when Saturn and Jupiter go forward and get back into Capricorn in December, and Jupiter, and then Pluto, and then Mars goes into Aries, come beginning of next year. This is some intense energy going to be going on. So we need to be in nature as much as possible. Work within the flow. Thrashing about isn't necessary. Let the flow help you care for yourself. Let it help you set boundaries, make decisions, write down pros and cons. If you're getting a message from the Spirit, you need to write things down. What you need to release, let go of, who you might need to forgive, so we can all be geared towards love and patience with each other. Absolutely, we need that. Get you where you need to be when it's time. Make your pros and cons, your lists, your goals, small-term goals. Small-term, don't set your goals too high. A gratitude list. You can trust the flow and your part in it. So today, we will go with the flow. Absolutely. Sleep. Sleep is really good. Sleep is good for us. Rest is very important. Did I read this yesterday? The Great Commandment. I'm doing this because I keep running out of time from talking too much. My son, my child. I was doing so good with my child. Sometimes my daughter comes out. It's an adjustment. I don't think anybody knows what that's like unless they know what it's like. Then you really might know what it's like by everlasting. The Great Commission. My kid is just like me. He talks so much, so I'm excited, gets so anxious, but my kid gives me a lot of anxiety too. As I'm trying to set boundaries, yet let the kid express. I wonder if my child will ever forgive me for the things I did. And I say, my kid will apologize after verbally, brutally abusing me with a knife in the heart, and then twisting, and then pulling it out, and sobbing it back in and twisting it a little more. That's what it feels like. Oh, anyway. Our Great Commission, we're here to bring the good news. All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations. Let everybody knows what they are. They're healers. Remind them. They've been set free. Baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son, and I'll add the Mother and the Daughter, and the Holy Spirit makes 5. 2021 will be here of 5. And teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. Now, this year's the year of 4. 13 disciples. What if there are 13 lost tribes of Israel scattered all over the world? That's Matthew 28 and 18. And there's 13 constellations and 13 signs of the zodiac. Adds up to 4. So we're waking up to that. 5, Father, the Mother, the Son, and the Daughter. And the Spirit. Bringing the divine feminines back. So I wrote in red writing, do not be confused with the commandments. Commandments. So we did the Great Commandment. Jesus commissioned us to go and make disciples of all. This requires us to serve without expectation, honoring all people as children who are created in God's image and likeness, and has the Spirit of God in them. Some people just haven't embraced all of that yet. They could still be living in fear. Everybody's awakening from their level of consciousness. We are all children of divinity, every single one of us. We must work outside all walls, barriers, and limitations to promote God's justice through the demonstration of generous and practical acts of mercy. We must live. We must strive to live Christ-like like lifestyles of sacrifice and simplicity. Meaningful sacrifice card in the Crystal Mandala Healing Oracle. We must live Christ-like lifestyles of meaningful sacrifice and simplicity that demonstrate the love of God revealed in the cross, in the laying of hands on the sick, in the gathering of the poor, in the choosing of the poor and the abused. I think the ones that were horribly abused are highly gifted, whether they believe in God or not. And when my child was in that hospital, Hartgrove, in Chicago, all those children, those seers, they're gifted. Autism, genius. Hyperactive kids, genius. Listen, these kids are highly, highly gifted. I'm not saying that they're all abuse. Not at all. A lot of them, the one girl that was in the hospital had a helmet on, and they're all been giving all those psych meds and give them labels like schizophrenia and things like that. Here, have some Lyrica, have some Haldol, have some whatever, Valium. Here, they're sedating all these. Now, my kid flushed all of the psych meds, okay? We did have to use Tramadol the other day. The kid needs rest. When the kid is not resting, the kid is going way too fast. And that testosterone, oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. And the alcohol. It's all just like, whoa. And my kid is like, lit like a light and talking 100 million miles an hour. I'm not even kidding, like just nonstop epiphanies and revelations and knows absolutely everything. Of course, we gotta still demonstrate the love. Of course, this is all to no avail if we are not actively committed to building authentic Christ followers, disciples, raising up the people and giving them their power back, setting them free, gathering all the lost sheep. And yet we cannot build authentic disciples unless we demonstrate the love of God revealed on the cross. Know thy enemy. The love of God in general come through so many teachers, so many ascended spiritual masters. This is the Change the World book. Making and building authentic disciples requires an authentic witness. In other words, we must present a right or true picture of Christ and the Christian faith, the believing faith, the serving faith, the loving faith, the healers. Unfortunately, in David Kinnaman's research in the unchristian, what a new generation really thinks about Christianity reveals. The most common reaction to Christianity by those outside the church is that Christians no longer represent what Jesus was really all about. Amen and amen. Christianity, they say, is not what it was meant to be. One respondent observed, Christianity has become bloated with blind followers who would rather repeat slogans than actually feel true compassion and care for our brothers and our sisters, right? The majority of people who avoid Christianity don't see how Christians make a positive difference in the world. One person wrote, I know they are against what they are against, but I don't know what they are for. It seems like the Christians I know are even being against being proactive in environmental care, absolutely. Many express the perspective that Christianity has been reduced to abstract ideas, rituals, rules, and boring gatherings. The book of James reminds us that the truest expression of worship we can offer God is to serve the poor, and live the Jesus ethic. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress and keep oneself from being polluted by the world, is James 1:7. If we are to present an authentic witness of what Jesus Christ and Christianity are about, we must be actively involved in serving the most vulnerable. Yes, we should. Only by practically engaging our community at the places of greatest need will we demonstrate that the gospel is good news for the poor, setting them free and healing them with loving hands and kindness, that God is father to the fatherless and mother to the motherless and sister to the sisterless and brother to the brotherless. We cannot go and make anyone anything unless we are willing to go and serve. If you were the only Christian your non-Christian friends knew, your only true follower of the spirit of love that is out there bringing hope and doing the things that we would do, what would they think Jesus and Christianity are all about? What would they think spirituality is all about? How about spirituality? I like the word spirituality. I do. Your helmet. That girl had a helmet in there because she bangs her head against the wall. And bless her heart, her mother put stickers on there for her that says, wow, good job, and things like that. For you don't want children that do that. Some people rock as a coping skill. We all developed coping skills in our lives. So some of that behavior is a coping skill. I know what it is. I know depression and when people don't take a shower. There was one woman who didn't take a shower for a month. Her roommates hated her. They were so mean to her, but my psychologist said sometimes people are abused in the shower, and then they get afraid of the shower, and they don't want to take a shower. And so there's so many layers of abuse for different individuals that we really don't have a clue. I'm going to be Harlequin for Halloween. This is my suicide squad. I'm gathering my fallen angels, the abused, the broken ones, every single one of them. I know a lot of their story and what shaped them. Especially the men that hurt me. I know that they were hurt very, very badly. And I try to keep that in mind. So until today, we will gain more understanding when we realize we must feed our spirit if we want to stay alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. I've been singing too much. Singing too much. My new stainless steel water bottle. She can. She will. Hey, I need to embrace it all. Maybe I need to put that in the title. Embrace it all. If you want this, you got 1 week to claim this, or I'm going to draw somebody else's name. It's a live bead bracelet with chakras. If a man, embrace it all sounds like a woman to me, a female. But if it could be a guy. I could be making the wrong assumption. And it's just a lava bead and little stones. I don't know what they all are, to tell you the truth. I'm new at the stone thing. But I wasn't giving all these stones for no reason. Hey. So I need to hear. I've been checking my email on purpose. So I can send this bracelet out. I have to go to the post office. I said it in a comment. Some people don't stay on YouTube a lot, and they might not get their notifications. Some people come there every once in a while. I check my YouTube multiple times a day. I'm not even gonna lie. For comments, updates, seeing if there's anything I need to see in the notifications. I can't say I watch all the videos, but I at least try to respond. I go check Twitter notifications and messages, and that's it. We're working on understanding every single day of the month. I will gain more understanding when I realize I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive. Yes, we must feed the spirit, but we must not just always ask the spirit, always talking, never listening. Feed it good spiritual, good stuff that heals us and helps us ascend, the body and the mind and the spirit. Picture yourself sitting at a banquet table. Oh, here's our great feast again. Everybody is invited. Covered with all of your favorite foods. Imagine the sight, the smell. Anticipate the pleasure of sinking your teeth into all of your favorite foods, which have been prepared to perfection. It's like your last supper. Now imagine, as you finish one delight, a well-mannered server brings you the next. This continues until you are filled to a capacity and thrilled to ecstasy. You push back from the tables, totally satisfied and grateful. Are you aware that your spirit needs to be fed? Did you know that your spirit would be delighted to partake in a feast of spiritual food? How about a plate full of prayer? Or maybe a few hours of succulent self-reflection. Perhaps a piping hot selection of spiritual literature. Ooh, I love spiritual literature. Served by the side of a lake or under a tree, with the phone shut off, I might add, would satisfy your spiritual hunger. No music. I've been going out on my little perch out on my balcony. Phone's inside. Birds are just chirping. No music. None of that, all that music that's on the radio, that's in the wrong frequency. I've been trying to limit it. The stuff that's on the wrong frequency. And Dana, you already know your guitar's set to the right frequency. Listen, there are so many levels of mind control and subliminal messages and trickery that I've been trying to listen to nature and then see what comes to me. And it's so funny because I want to go tell somebody what the hell just came to me, and I'm not writing down anything. I don't have a notebook out there. Stuff just keeps coming to me when I'm tending to my plants, when I just have nothing. No noise, just the silence. Just the silence. The sound of silence. That's my favorite song by Sarah McLachlan and DJ Tiesto. There's a Delirium one too. When I was a raver, oh my gosh, that song, I just flow. At the little bar by my hometown, a little country bar, okay? I would have them play a techno song, and they wouldn't like it. I would be the only one just flowing out on the dance floor like a raver. And they would just be watching me, and I didn't care. It was my favorite song. I always requested it, and he didn't even want to play it. DJ Bob Bass. Oh, it was so great and fun. I had the whole dance floor to myself. That's what I need, 3 feet of dance space all around me. Oh, yes, to be free. So, spiritual literature, spiritual music, spiritual flowing. When you're flowing, my raver days, listen, that's when I was set free. I was doing ecstasy and psychedelics. I was doing gases and mushrooms and mass quantities of ketamine and stuff that the most of the world has never even heard of before. 2CI and 2CT21 and 2CB and salvia and oh my goodness, all that stuff. And I was I'm telling you, it saved my life from what I was going through in my divorce. I'm not even kidding. 1999, 2000, cheating. I'm not even kidding. It opened my mind in ways that spiritual psychedelics, I call them. I have a whole playlist of my spiritual psychedelic journeys do the ayahuasca retreats and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not going to go in depth to that right now. Next to a tree, whatever floats your boat right then. I'm getting a really strong, my aunt's selling a tent, and I'm getting an urge to go camping without a phone. Just to go camping and go off the grid for like a day or two. 24 hours. And my cousin's coming from Colorado in August. So I don't know what's coming. I'm not making big plans for very far in the future. There's a lot of stuff going on. They're traveling in their RV. I haven't seen her in so long. She's got 3 little boys. They're so cute. And this is all this reuniting. I've been praying for people's families to come back together. I got several beautiful people that have said they haven't talked to their kids in so long and it's killing them. And I've been praying for, I'm talking reuniting of all broken relationships and people coming together. They said over on Twitter last night, call your mother. Mother Earth, Gaia, she's pissed off, all right? There's that new volcano's birthing in the Indian Ocean. 575-mile deep earthquakes. If you have not watched the most recent Dutch Sense, I suggest you do. He's saying another 6 point something could come to Nevada, and it's moving downwards. I'm not kidding. So watch it for yourself. I suggest if people be aware of what's going on. And that 575 kilometer quake, those over in the West Pacific, trust me, that energy flows. And those Russian earthquakes going off Ebico and, gosh dang, I can't remember the name. Kluchetskoy, maybe is what it is. Kluchetskoy. I've been listening to Dutch. I love his accents. I love his sense of humor. I can feel his energy. I've been watching him for a year. So when he's going, oh, wow, and when he's going, oh, wait a minute, oh, let's go check this out. We never did get anything big in Russia, but we got all these volcanoes going boom, 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 boom. So the energy comes out in one way or another. One way or another. All right? It's going to be either a big quake, those 2 7.4s in Mexico, and New Zealand, since this eclipse, really, there's been some crazy, deep, large quakes going on. Another 6.6 over by Japan. They're flooding over there too. I don't want to focus on that information, but it's very wise to know what the hell is going on, to at least be aware of it. See it in your time is on our side. Yes, it is. All right. Let's keep going. Can you imagine feasting for a few hours on spiritually uplifting music? Absolutely. What about some forgiveness a la mode, topped with compassion? You cannot imagine how much your spirit would enjoy it. Would you believe that there are many eager angels right all around us all the time? Guardians and guides, warring and ministering angels, healing angels, just waiting to serve us all around us at all times. The spirits of our loved ones, time after time. Ecclesiastes is 3. There's a time for everything and everything in its time. There's a time to forgive and a time to heal. Forgiveness isn't just for us. Isn't for them. It's for us. But when we make amends wherever possible, I said, after somebody said, call your mother, I said, I think it's a good time for anybody to call their mother or their father. If they're still alive, I think it's a good time for people to start humbly apologizing, and everybody start making things right in the world. I'm not even kidding. World's getting crazy, crazy, crazier by the day. They have already set the table and begun just waiting to serve you, the angels. They have already set the table and they're waiting to serve you. Wait. and begun to prepare everything you need to satisfy your spirit. Need some help? Look under appetizers. Want some more understanding? Check the daily specials. If warm wisdom or scrumptious security would fill you up, try the chef specials. And if it's all there on life's spiritual menus. All you have to do is simply raise your head and your heart and confidence, standing in the tree of love, not the tree of fear. You're going to fall and have a lot of dis-ease, disharmony, and dysfunction if you are standing in the tree of fear. If you're standing in the tree of love, you are grounded, you are confident, you are not living in fear. Raise your head to the Spirit. The Spirit's in you. Your heart or your hand, and ask. Like the body, the spirit must be fed. Show us, Spirit. Thank you. Your spirit not only requires a well-balanced diet, it must be fed on a regular schedule. Good things that lift us up. Until today, you may have believed that your spirit could survive on bits of information. Just for today, be devoted to preparing a spiritual banquet for yourself. Take a moment to identify all the things that would fulfill your spirit and then ask the angels to serve it up. So today we are devoted to having a spiritual feast. And we thank you, Spirit, for giving us a spiritual feast. Absolutely. No, fear is nothing to be afraid of. We shouldn't be afraid. How far are we here? Let's do a breathing meditation instead of the secret. Let's do a crystal angels healing oracle. Fear not is right. Fear will give you a knot in your stomach. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Thank you, Spirit. What message do we need today? Let me shuffle these. These cards are so big, I have to shuffle them sideways. Just dropping them in my hand because my hands are too small and can't go around them. Spirit, what do we need to do today? All of us. Beautiful healing message. Oh, 2 came out. Heavenly Mercy, number 18. Angel Uzziel, 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 and Smoky Quartz. Heavenly Mercy, 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 Mercy. And Crystal Angels 444. Ascended Master Lady Nada, and Rhodochrosite is sensitivity. Crystal Masters 333. So hold on a second. I gotta move the camera, move the phone. Move the phone over to here. And this was our full moon guardian angels. Hold on, I gotta plug the phone in. Hey, Buster. We got number 18. I know a number 18. I do. Heavenly Mercy. Now, what if I told you I was born in Mercy Hospital, April 24th, 1980, at 1:51 a.m. Hold on. It's going to storm. I got to go get my little beads on. Hold on. I'll be right back. See, look, I gotta start looking at the Weather Channel app a little more. Yes, I do. Because I don't know if I heard thunder. And it looks dark out there, so I was making a bracelet. I was redoing mine and this one. And on my little balcony. Oh, yeah, there's some more thunder. Yeah, I'm glad I went out there and got my stuff. All right, thank you so much. I'll focus. I'll refocus here. Let's refocus. I guess a storm is coming. Sometimes, like, it's been sporadically just downpouring. When you look on the map, it looks like nothing, like a little tiny blip, but it poured down rain. And I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, all of a sudden the sun's back shining, dried it all up. I felt like I was in Florida. It just downpours, and then I was like, what in the world is going on? And then all of a sudden, I don't know. Anyway, I've been detaching too much. I haven't been watching the Weather Channel or anything. I need to focus. So, whoops. There's beads down here on the floor. These. Good gravy. Good gravy. In my way. And I'm moving around in my chair. Alright, focus, focus. Heavenly mercy, mercy, mercy. That's what I told that guy who was talking about America's gonna fall. You Satanists. Here worshiping the flag and the elites, he said. I said, mercy, 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 please. I am America. Be kind. We bring you the gift of heavenly mercy. As you grow spiritually, your energy field becomes more substantial. Your thoughts and actions carry more karmic weight in the world. As your power increases, your ability to do good increases too. Your positive words can have a potent effect on others. So too can the very human moments where you may be having an off day and unintentionally respond to another in a way that is not unconditionally loving. Oh, I think we all do that sometimes. We do not want you to be afraid of becoming powerful. We know that most often you are going to make a positive contribution with your power. We also know that sometimes you will wish you could undo a choice you have made and its effect, breaking the cycle too. To help you, we offer our karmic protection, where the destructive impact of your actions is softened and the positive effect of your actions is enhanced. That is big thunder. As you grow in power and impact, our gift of heavenly mercy will surround you, aligning your actions with divine will and blessing you, and all affected by you with divine compassion. Well, I can't go to the post office if it's going to be pouring down rain. It looks kind of dark over on one side, but I don't know about that. Let's keep going. Sorry. Oh, thank you for your patience, Let me read that sentence again. As you grow in power and impact, our gift of heavenly mercy will surround you, aligning your actions with divine will and blessing you, and all affected by you with divine compassion. And then we freely can give it out to everybody. As you grow spiritually, your energy field increases. There is a spiritual weight that is generated in the soul, and it translates into your thoughts, words, and actions, carrying greater power, influence, and impact in the world. Words are very powerful. We did that for like 2 weeks. The power of our words and our thoughts, our energy. Your thoughts can become more powerful in effect than the actions that some may take. Your feelings can become powerful enough to transform the energy of a room or even a group of people. Some advanced souls affect entire cities as they travel. They're like triggering, clearing, and uplifting the entire frequency of that place. I used to ride up and down Pacific Avenue, burning Palo Santo Hollywood with dragon's blood melted all over it, and singing and playing my tambourine, and clearing the energy is what I was doing. And when there was bad energy and meth behavior and activity going on, I would just pray around them and they would eventually go away. I was bringing so much light. Some people don't like all that light though. It irritates their demons, I think. Where you're, it'll uplift the entire frequency of a place. Where your impact might have been limited, though just as important, to having an effect on one person when you speak. Like when I sing and dance and I'm just living in the moment, free flowing when I ride my bike. And I know it just makes people smile, right? And they smile a lot. Some people wave. They're like, that girl is just living free, right? It's good. And they say, dang, she just is shining. You need to go on and shine. Shine big and bright, but don't let it get to your head, right? I'm a poet and didn't know it. To having an effect, hold on. What's that say? Where your impact might have been limited once before. Maybe people try to tell you to dim your shine, or they try to conform you to their ways. A lot of times it's jealousy. I'm not kidding. Envy and jealousy. Yeah, everything's a competition. It might have been limited, though just as important, to having an effect on one person when you speak. The power of your increasing spiritual impact can cause the energy of your words to be broadcast far and wide through the inner planes. Oh, that would be great if everybody was getting this message. Those who are sensitive enough will be consciously able to see and feel you as they meditate or sleep. As a matter of fact, we thank you, Spirit, for this message touching the hearts and minds of all your beautiful children. You will be working for the light, even when you think you are not. As you continue to embody more spiritual light, your energy field expands to accommodate it. Your ability to have an effect simply through your presence becomes increasingly tangible and far-reaching. This will only continue as you grow. You become increasingly like the sun, just shining whether others can see or hear you consciously or not. You are there, giving light, radiant and higher consciousness, and supporting life. You're raising your vibration. We are. The sun is a life-giving force with both consciousness and power. Without it, there is no life. Yet, without protection against it, it would be too powerful for life on earth to thrive. Thank the heavens for trees, right? For shade. The effect of its consciousness would be overwhelming and destructive. And its masculine energy, fire, the sun. Earth has a massive energy field that helps filter the powerful light of the sun. So, it's going to be a big storm. That thunder. Earth has a massive energy field that helps filter the powerful light of the sun. So there is a moderation of its power, adjusting it so it can support life. Well, there's like grand solar minimums and all kinds of solar flares and stuff going on now. There is no ill intention in the sun. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yet the strength of it needs softening to be of use of life on earth. The divine quality that allows this to happen is heavenly mercy. It is the intelligent function of the divine that blunts and absorbs impact through various mechanisms of grace so that divine power supports life. As you grow in power, the divine notices and offers you a gift of heavenly mercy. Mercy allows for the edges of your energy, your thoughts, your words to be softened. As your energy grows in power, what seems to be a gentle word to you may seem much more aggressive or intimidating to another who is not used to the same level of power. Yes, we have to be aware of our deliverance. What we may not know, listen very closely, I'm going to read this again. As our energy grows and we get really excited and start stepping into our power, remaining humble in the process and not letting it get to your head or get cocky, that is of utmost importance. We may want others to see what we're seeing and feel what we're feeling and know what we're knowing. As we grow in power, what seems to be a gentle word to us because we get so excited and we want to be heard so bad, you may seem much more aggressive or intimidating to another person, especially if that other person has anxiety, who is not used to the same level of power. You will be supported by mercy as you learn how to manage the intensity of your energy so you do not unintentionally repel others when you want to attract them to the light. And like the church is doing it wrong. They want to talk about condemnation to a lake of fire, right? They're driving people away. I've heard churches say so many times homosexuality is wrong. God is love. Love. And that's love. What would you do if you stepped into the burning sun on an exceptionally hot day? Why does it keep talking about the sun? The other day it was talking about the sun comes in our courtyard, in our area. So now we're going to step onto the hot sun. This has come out before. Step onto the burning sun on a hot day, and the power of it felt too much to bear. Well, I'll tell you, my balcony is painted dark brown, and I will never for my life understand why people paint their decks very dark colors. And you step on it barefooted, it burns your toes, burns the soles of your feet. Yes, the heck it does. What are people thinking? Building houses right next to big trees and stuff. I just don't understand humanity. Silly humans. That's how Dutch will say. And the humans have drilled into holes into volcanoes. They've drilled holes and pumped human sewage into the side of volcanoes for steam power. Oh my gosh, I crack up every time he says that. Oh man, that'll be a shitty situation. It would. Stepping onto the sun on a hot day, the burning hot sun, and the power of it felt too much to bear. Yeah, we don't want to be overbearing on others. We have to be very wise about our deliverance, our words, our intentions and thoughts behind things. I know that when I start talking to somebody, we can talk for hours. Okay, there's just, you can go down so many dimensions. Somebody will bring something up and you'll say, oh my goodness. You can even get so excited you interrupt them because you're going to forget. I know it. So it's everybody's like getting so much information and downloads right now. You would retreat into the darkness. It is a natural instinct to want to detach and retreat. Absolutely. Is the sun loving you any less on that day? No, it's not. It is its consciousness any less based in love? Of course not. So you see, even higher consciousness with its mighty power can shine brighter than may be of benefit for another. That is some loud thunder. It's long thunder too. It doesn't mean you have to stop your growth, restrain your light, or become afraid of the impact you are going to increasingly have in the world. It simply means that you need to grow. I need a drink of my water. You need to be aware that not everyone will be growing to tolerate higher frequencies at the intensity comfortable for you. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have to dumb myself down a lot. Yeah, if like around my parents and my family, and play along. Once you're like so woke, you don't want to dump everything. My mom thinks half of the stuff I think is insane. So I can't even talk to her about a lot of things. Restrain yourself. Alright, they can't tolerate the higher frequencies. And we're not even aware of that we're doing it. It's like we just explode all this information out. Sometimes it just comes out. The field of divine mercy will help you gain and wisely use all the benefit of your increasing power for the greater good, whilst ensuring that your efforts assist and attract others to the light rather than overwhelm them. No, we don't want to overwhelm each other. Finally, this oracle brings you a message. If you have been struggling with an issue that feels too much for you, use the following healing process to pray for heavenly mercy. So we're going to do a heavenly mercy process prayer, a healing prayer. Mercy will bring you the respite when the light of your spirit has grown too bright for your body, emotions, and mind to be able to process. In nature, there is night and day. The earthly part of nature, your sacred animal body, needs a break from the light to absorb its life-giving properties and integrate and heal itself. Rest is very important. Mercy will give your body the spiritual shade it needs to recover from exposure to light, which has become overwhelming. In that shade, it can rest, recover, and prepare to meet the light again, adapting at a gentler and more effective pace. Heavenly mercy will help you recover and repair yourself from your struggles, whilst protecting you from too much too soon. Then you will find in due course that what may have once seemed too much to handle naturally becomes easier to successfully resolve. As an additional note, this card also carries the energy of Archangel Uriel, Uriel. If you feel connected to that angelic being or need confirmation that this angel is with you or want to connect more deeply with that angelic guide, this card will help you to do so. So you could look up Archangel Uriel, which this one is Uziel, Uziel. I don't know how you say that. Uzziel. Now the other reading we just did in the book, see, the angels are with us. So it's saying that we need to check out Archangel Uriel. Uriel. Uzziel. It's raining. Maybe not. It's very windy. So, It is what it is. Let's call upon these angels. We call upon the crystal angel of smoky quartz and our angel Uzziel and Uriel, who love us unconditionally. And we thank you, angels, for guiding the way. We also evoke the divine presence of Archangel Uriel. Thank you for the divine healing gift of heavenly mercy. We thank you so much. May divine grace protect and cherish all beings so that the flow of spiritual light into creation is constructive, loving, and a soul enhancing experience. May all beings be attracted to love and receive its healing grace through the intelligent compassion of divine mercy. May divine power flow through us, tempered by heavenly mercy, that we may do all we can to serve the plan of love unfolding now in the hearts and minds of all humanity, throughout the entire multiverse, in every single being, through divine compassion and our own free will. So be it, blessed be, by the power of Christ. So it is. Christ consciousness awakened. Oh, it's raining now. If you wish to further integrate this guidance, hold the oracle. Oh, you can't do that. We're going to do a breathing meditation. So whatever you're doing, if you're sitting up, that's great. If you can sit up straight up, that's great. And focus on inhaling into your diaphragm through your nose very slowly. Focus on conscious breathing. If you've got your feet flat on the floor, if you're laying down, that's great. Whatever you're doing is great. Just focusing on breathing. And relax and let go of any anxiety or worry. Anything. If thoughts come while you're focusing on your breath, they say, thank you, thoughts, for coming. And release them. It's all about releasing and coming back to the moment. Take another deep breath in through your nose to your diaphragm. And release, staying right here, right in the very present moment. The power of right now. Let's take one more deep breath in through your nose to your diaphragm. Fill up your lungs too if you want. Hold. And blow out any of the tension. Now, to get in the habit of I got to get back in my routine of doing some yoga and stretches. Doing some push-ups. I don't want to jump into anything too hard. My knee's been acting funny, so I can't do any of my on the floor exercises for your booty. So I have to do things standing up. I don't want to put a bunch of pressure on my knee right now. I'm going to get in this routine. But breath is the ultimate key when you're doing stretches. Stretching out our muscles. That's what my psychologist makes me do. When he feels my energy getting excited, anxious, when I start going really fast, talking about things, he says, oh, like this. Okay, Heather, what I'm going to do is bring you back in the present moment. And he does a breathing meditation, and he has me tense up all my muscles. So I'll like stand up on my tippy toes and stretch my feet out and point my fingers far back as I can and stretch every single muscle standing up till he tells me to stop. And then I relax. And I think it releases. I think we store tension in us. So becoming aware of that and stopping in that moment is critical for being able to take control when things seem or feel out of control. Especially if you get anxiety. And there's a lot of very excited energy going on And I saw people like John X. Armour flip from fear, war, coming to healing and crystals. He raised his vibration, but then he fell back into fear, and I'm seeing people flip-flop a lot. And we need to be able to do what we need to do to not succumb to the fear and the chaos and the confusion. Step into our power, our divinity. So we ask now for karmic absolution and heavenly mercy now through all levels of our entire being, through every single being. We ask for forgiveness, and we forgive ourselves for any lack of skill as we are learning to express power with effectiveness, awareness, and compassion. We are so grateful for the power for which we are blessed, and we are so open to be shown by unconditional love the best ways in which it can be used to serve the divine plan of love unfolding for all humanity, for the greater good of everyone, coming together like the Beatles. The divine teaches us with compassion how safe it is for us to be powerful, to step into our power. Through divine grace and unconditional love, touching the hearts and minds of all humanity and every single being in the entire multiverse. So be it, blessed be, and so it is, by the power of Christ. Amen. It is finished. And a women. Amen and a women. So if you want to bow your head, if you want to put your hands at your heart center, whatever it is that makes you feel great when you're connecting with the Spirit, is absolutely. I like to throw my hands up. Hallelujah. Gratefulness. Sometimes. Goodness gracious. Excuse me. Bless me. Bless you. Bless us all. Oh, I'm just covered in chills when I sneeze. Thank you, Spirit. May divine love bring the soothing protection of heavenly mercy to all beings. And just hold them and hug them and love them. Let them know they're so loved, all your dear little children. Thank you, Spirit. According to divine compassion, so be it, blessed be, and so it is. Sometimes all we need is somebody to love us, and that connection and a hug is somebody to hold our hands. I say healing hands of love. That's why I think it's important to have people on in our community, not just in the social media community. We can give each other encouraging words, but the actual connection of having people in your community, I think that physical bond heals us. And when we don't have that, well, I don't know where this is coming from. When we don't have that physical connection to actual human beings that have that energy, that, wow. Nothing like feeling alone when you're surrounded by people who don't have it in them to know how to love. Oh, my goodness. My goodness gracious. What is the Spirit talking about today? You are going to finish our healing process with this affirmation and speak this into existence. Heavenly mercy and divine power emanate throughout our entire being as a perfect, compassionate expression of unconditional love. Say it one more time like you mean it. If you haven't done positive affirmation and speaking things into existence and seen all the stuff that I put down below in the description box of the video, there's a little arrow. And my favorite video for all of you little superstars, it's you who amaze me. Yes, you who makes me so proud. I read that book for you. Leave a comment if you listen to it, please. It's an amazing book. All you little superstars, say it like you mean it if you didn't say it last time, if you're new to this. Heavenly mercy and divine power emanate through our entire being as a perfect, compassionate expression of unconditional love for everything. For the birds and the beasts and the flowers and the trees and the plants. And rebuilding our beautiful Mother Earth and starting to protect her and starting to care. I think they need to stop fracking oil out of the water, out of the land. I think we need to slow down. I think every land needs to slow down. All right, say it one more time like we mean it. Heavenly mercy and divine power emanate throughout our entire being as a perfect, compassionate expression of unconditional love for everything. For all the children, all the beautiful children. Thank you, Spirit, for guiding us, for expanding our territories, for bringing people to us together in our communities as well. Opening doors. When God closes a door, she opens a window. Yes, she does. We got to have eyes to see. Don't miss the message. So, I'm single-minded in pursuit of you. Don't let me miss the road signs you post. That's Psalm 119, verse 9 through 11. 119:11. So, Ascended Master Lady Nada, and Rhodochrosite. I can't see that. If you can see it. It's right in the way. The bar that holds the phone up. Sensitivity. This is resonating. We need to be sensitive to, if our light, if our information, if our excitement, if our energy is how it's affecting others, our deliverance, our focus, our energy. Our energy is energy. We are energy. Others are energy. And I think humanity is woke the frack up. They're coming alive. People are talking. Sometimes it's and this I started noticing in 2018. I noticed all these tarot card readers and all these light worker groups coming alive. Everybody was speaking at the same time. It's like everybody wanted to speak, and I was observing it. They silenced me. They put me in Facebook jail. I could never talk. But I watched a lot of stuff transpiring in front of me. And I learned a whole lot. I went to all those little witches groups, those feisty little witches. I learned all about the moon, things they were doing, little herbalist things. Yes, their little rituals. They were breaking spells. They weren't doing anything evil. No, they weren't. They were little healers. I learned a lot about the moon. Joined the moon groups. All kinds of stuff. Excuse me. It must be pressure in my brain. I had a terrible headache last night. Highly sensitives. There's some serious energetic stuff going on. Absolutely. And we are energy. Sensitivity. We bring you the blessing of sensitivity. Being sensitive in this world can be tough sometimes. You don't say. Yet your sensitivity is essential if you are to consciously feel and work with subtle energy. Receiving and sending telepathic transmissions, feeling and releasing energetic cords, tingling with exquisite blessings of divine love, sensing the whispers of divine grace, and seeing the luminous, sparkling particles of life force dancing wildly, and the beauty of shimmering auric fields in dazzling and colorful display. That sounds what it sounds like when you take some psychedelic mushrooms. You can see that energy that's there that we normally can't see. I'm not kidding. To be given the gift of sensitivity, to perceive the energetic worlds, is like being invited to the most special and extraordinary exhibit of sacred art. You may have struggled with your sensitivity, found it difficult to bear during times of emotional suffering. Yet you have a great gift, and it will bring so much joy. If you are learning to develop your sensitivity, We will help you so you too can feel uplifted as you witness the energetic beauty of creation and manifestation and the power of our words. We are creators. Absolutely, we are. The world of energy is very real. Its effects on all people, especially those that cannot consciously perceive it. Start paying attention to things that are happening during full moons. Full moons that you notice with yourself or a significant other in your life. Because this is very real energy. Retrogrades. And the pressure of earthquakes from below. You think that doesn't have an effect on humanity? When there's an earthquake in Fiji, the water in Devil's Hole, Ash Meadows, Death Valley, Nevada, Amargosa Valley, it's the home of the endangered pupfish. When there's an earthquake in Fiji, the water ripples. The water is all connected. There's flooding going on all over the world. We're not going to run out of water. The question will be, is the water going to be clean? Is the water going to be clean? Dutch has done radiation tests all over the United States to see how much, the bombs that have been dropped into the earth, our mother. Destroying our mother, like dropping bombs and chemicals on people too. What in the world? We better focus. Hold on. Where are we at here? 333 crystal angels. 333. Energy's real. The spirit world is real. Sometimes we get spirits coming up against us. As you consciously perceive subtle energy, you will more skillfully manage how you are affected by the energy of the world around you, the energy of spirit, and how you use and project your energy in the world. There are those such as you who understand this and want to see, know, and perceive these energetic realities. The universe loves you and knows you do not want to be afraid to see the diverse and fascinating world of energy. Oh, you can see it. My child can see spirits. To increase and hear spirits, to increase energy. It's a gift. It's not my kid keeps saying I'm schizophrenic. I said, do you like that label? You are like gifted. I think that each of us are given seriously different gifts. Some can see the spirits. Some are guided by the spirit. I feel like sometimes I can channel messages from someone's loved one. Somebody I see that's struggling because someone lost someone and they left not on good terms, or there is some healing that needs to be done. Like I can say that their loved one that passed on had a message for them. I've done it to my dad. I did it to my ex with his father. I did it. It just, and I don't know where it comes from when I do that too. So, when the spirit starts speaking through you, sometimes it can come out in random ways, projecting our energy in the world. There are those such as you who understand this and want to see and perceive these energetic realities. The universe loves you and knows you do not want to be afraid to see the diverse and fascinating world of energy. To increase your ability to do this, you need to grow your sensitivity and be flexible. With sensitivity, it is possible to sense, feel, and perceive subtle energies as if they were just as real, if not even more so, than the denser physical forms of your world. Like the table and chairs in your home, for example. The desire to do this will open up to perceive these worlds comes from an impulse within your spirit to know reality, to understand the truth of existence beyond the physical realm. beyond the physical form. This is not something that has to be frightening. Perceiving and understanding the world of energy can be very interesting, empowering, and exciting. Whatever the reason for your increased interest in subtle worlds of energy, or if your increased interest in starting to create or work with something different because you're studying energy and everything, this oracle brings you a message. Even if you don't really feel an urge to know the worlds of energy at a conscious level, your spirit does. And so the message of this oracle is brought to you too. There is a loving energy reaching for you now. If your sensitivity is already well developed, you will be able to feel it as a sense of love in your heart. It'll be like a warm, tingling feeling. If not, know that this higher energy loves you and is sending you a message. It wishes to confirm it has been seeking to connect with you for some time. You might consider this energy to be part of your spiritual team of guides, those angels, holy archangels 12 feet tall surrounding us all, or simply a loving consciousness. Excuse me, that wishes to flow through your channels to empower your healing abilities or bless you in some other way with healing and love. By using the following healing process, you will be able to consciously call upon this loving consciousness and invite it in the love, joy, and peace it will bring into your life. Provided you use this process as written, you shall only be inviting those beings that love you unconditionally, and will therefore enhance and empower us in our divine destiny, not detract or derail it. No. We're attracting to raise the vibration higher, soaring, blowing the roof off. We're going to raise the roof, you hear me? If you have been asking for confirmation of a message from a loved one that crossed over, speaking of loved ones crossing over, be it a person or an animal, or even if this person could be still alive and you're just in a state of like, I miss my dog so much sometimes, right? Then this oracle brings you that confirmation. My stomach is growling so much, so if you hear it, I apologize. This loved one is safe, held in divine love, and can put your mind and heart to rest now. Oh, what a glorious feeling that is. We thank you so much, Spirit, for letting us know. If you have been praying to your guidance and asking to know, hear, feel, and see their messages more clearly, this oracle brings you the message that this has been heard by your guidance and is being answered in the affirmative now. You shall get your wish as your sensitivity increases. Finally, if you have been sensing that something is not quite right, that there is an energy or of fear or darkness around you or another, and you are worried that your imagination is working overtime, do not despair. Yes, you are sensitive to light, but also to the presence of darkness. Sometimes we can just feel things. I can feel the energy of a room when I walk into that room. I can feel switches in people. I can watch a switch in a person. I watch it happen in my child. I've watched it happen in men. I've seen the absence of their spirit when they're on drugs. Their eyes are hollow and they're not there. And it happens, I think, sometimes as a dark entity or spirit can take over these people, especially if they're on drugs. You are more susceptible to dark energies taking over you. Absolutely. Paranoia and fear. And they amplify, especially heavy stimulants like meth and crack cocaine, things that speed you up and make your gifts, It never did it to me. I didn't live in fear. They sure were trying to drag me into fear. I was almost afraid. Their energy was getting on a highly sensitive me, and I craved opiates. And they kept giving more speed to me, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Absorbing all that paranoia and fear and trying to direct people. I was trying to make them smoke weed. My ex, oh my goodness gracious. The stories. Yes, you can sense the presence of darkness. There's no need to fear, though. Trying to transmute that when you know you can. How you choose to respond to it is what actually matters most. My ex before that was paranoid too. And angry, jealous, crazy, abusive. Recognize when you sense something that doesn't feel like unconditional love. And choosing to use the following affirmation or any healing process in the entire oracle deck. Well, we did 2 today. 2 fell out of the deck. We got divine mercy. Now we give divine mercy and compassion to everyone. Releasing love, releasing unforgiveness. Write a letter of unforgiveness to someone you need to forgive. You don't have to give it to them. You can burn it if you want to. It's the act of releasing it. So it will. Choosing the use of the following affirmation will protect, empower, and ground you in the loving embrace of the light. There is no need for fear, but there is a need for response. So listen to the breakup song by this lady named Francesca. It's called the Breakup Song. And she breaks up with fear. She's sick and tired of being sick and tired. She's had so much more than she can take. She's so done, so over being afraid. A firm but loving, no thank you. I choose love today. Move on, please. Is more than enough to keep you safely held in love. In this way, you can see that your sensitivity does not make you vulnerable, but rather more aware. And if you respond to that, to what you sense without second guessing yourself, you step into your power. You follow your intuition. No matter what. What does your gut tell you when somebody sends you something? Should you watch it? Should you click it? Should you touch it? Should you look? All right? Anything. Don't second guess yourself. We're all given a gut instinct for a reason. It's tapping into our intuition, our power. Trusting ourselves, loving ourselves. Stepping into the power of the divine spirit of the mother and the father and the son and the daughter right inside of each and every one of us. Absolutely. Take back your power. Step into it. So here's our healing process, and then we are going to close out for the day. I thank you all so much. I love you all so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for everything. We call upon the crystal angel of Rhodochrosite and Ascended Master Lady Nada, who N-A-D-A, who love us unconditionally. And we thank you for the divine healing blessing of sensitivity. May we trust what we perceive with serenity in our heart and in our mind. May we choose to respond with compassion and yet also firm boundaries. Absolutely. May we remember always that though we may perceive all, we have the power to choose that which we will allow in our energy field, and that which we ask through the power of our own free will to leave and not return. All the things that we need to release, fear, false beliefs, all of that low vibrational stuff, and help us focus so we can use our power, step into our power, and use our sensitivity for good things, tapping into that power, we thank you. May the sensitivity that best serves each individual be gifted freely through unconditional love and divine mercy, opening the hearts and minds of all humanity. Open-mindedness, willingness, honesty. With honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, we are well on our way. But we must surrender. If we want divine mercy and forgiveness and love and acceptance and forgiveness, then we give it. And we make amends with all of our people. And we just do our best to heal all the things that are broken and break so many cycles of carrying on, so we can heal properly. Heal our property too as well. Heal our tent, heal our family, heal ourselves. Strive to make it best so we don't pass it on to our children and our grandchildren, and think of 7 generations ahead of us and how much they're going to grow when we start showing them a better way, a humbler way, a loving, softer way. I'm learning it. I almost threw a milk jug at my child. An empty milk jug. Because my kid was being so hateful. Through our own free will, so be it, blessed be, by the power of Christ. And then I chose to give my kid a hug. And so did my mom, and my kid had the fist in the face. That's surrendering to love. When your mind wants to do something and you're overreacting, and then you apologize and say, I love you, and hug your child, that's when you know love's working and love's winning. And it's the Spirit. Right? Love doesn't always have to hurt. So let's work on our breathing. Oh, I just got chills. I got chills. And they're multiplying. Alright, take a deep breath in through your nose to your diaphragm. In case you forgot, do it next time. It's no big deal. Hold. Do it in 4s if you can, or 3s. And exhale. And hold. Try to do 4. Inhale for 4. Slowly into your nose, or 3. Whatever you can do is good for you. There is no right or wrong. And hold. Release and hold before you inhale again through your diaphragm. Inhale that sweet, beautiful breath. Spirit of air, we thank you so much for clean, healthy air, getting outside in nature, out of the still indoor environment, connecting with our mother. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to work on our heart chakra. On the heart chakra. That's what she says, Bella Katrina. She's a tarot card reader, tropical. She's in Australia. We're working on the heart chakra at the center of your chest. Now, my sister Lakota says we have 3 hearts. We have our physical heart on the left side. And then we have our middle heart is our lungs, where we get our breath, our air. It's vital to life. When we're not breathing, there's a problem. We're panicking if we're not breathing. Not getting air. Need to breathe. Mercy me. Need to breathe as a Christian group. Good music they play. And our third heart is to the right, and it's our connection, our portal to God, to the Creator, to the Spirit. And one side, I think, is open. It's hard to close that. It's hard. So, we're working on our heart chakra. Put your hand on your heart if you want to. When we're going to say, we choose of our own free will, through this in any lifetime and through all layers of our entire being, to release any fear, judgment, or shame around our sensitivity. We trust our perceptions. We trust in our wise, serene, and firm responses to all we receive. We thank you for the gift of discernment. We invite in unconditional love for our greatest good, for the greatest good of all, and now declare for anything that is not of unconditional love to leave our field and never return. Hallelujah. We thank you. May the bridges we burn light the way. We forgive and release in anything in all goodwill, anything that's no longer serving us. Absolutely. In the highest level, in the highest dimension of love. Release any false beliefs, thoughts, habits, anything we're holding on to. Anything. It could be physical things as well. According to divine... Wait. I missed my spot. We forgive and release anything that we've been holding on to. Spirit, show us what we need to work on. What's the lesson? What do we need to let go of? Release and go in peace. Through divine grace and unconditional love, may all beings be happy and free. So be it. Blessed be by the power of Christ, and so it is. Our Mother is with us. Our Father is with us in spirit at all times. At all times. I know some of my darkest times were when I didn't have my mother. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I cried in prison on my 3rd day of fasting. Oh my gosh, I was crying. I want my mom. Like a big grown baby. And my roommate, Donna, she held me. She said, I'll be your mom for right now. And she was holding me. When you fast for 3 whole days, listen, I'm telling you, when you connect with the Spirit like that, with an intention to see what Spirit really wants to show you, you're tapped into your emotions like those mushrooms, even just a little bit of them. They tap into my emotions and they make me like, oh my gosh, it's just such a wreck. But you can do it without the mushrooms too. It breaks down your hard wall and it starts making you see with the eyes of the Spirit. See, it makes me emotional just thinking about it. Oh my gosh, sometimes I could feel them kicking in. And oh yes, it touches your heart and it starts to soften what's rigid in your heart. Absolutely. Helps us heal too. Alright, let's say this. We got, if you want to bow your head, put your hands at heart center, whatever it is you do, hold your head high confidently, not cocky, not with your nose in the air. Not with your nose in the air. There's a fine line between cocky and confident, serving and codependency, love and hate. You know about them thin lines. May sensitivity, we're going to say, compassion and perception empower all hearts to recognize and be healed by unconditional love, according to divine compassion and in service to the great divine plan of love unfolding. So be it. Blessed be by the power of Christ. So it is. Awakening the divine feminine, softening all of our hearts and minds, and the divine masculine for those who haven't yet stepped into their power to embrace a little bit more fire. We thank you, Spirit. Amen and amen. And it is finished. So we're going to say this affirmation 3 times, and it's long. So it's a couple sentences. Long sentences. We are sensitive to the loving spiritual presence that communicates messages of peace, bringing such good news, raising humanity, raising the vibration, bringing the good news, the Great Commission we talked about at the beginning, and empowerment to us daily. We love our sensitivity as a way to know the divine, and our sensitivity grows more powerful as we listen to and value our feelings, intuition, and inner knowing, and things that lift us up. We listen to more. We are sensitive. Say it one more time to speak it into existence. We are sensitive to the loving spiritual presence that communicates messages of peace, so we're seeking peace, and empowerment to us daily that lift us up and heal us. We love our sensitivity as a way to know the divine, and our sensitivity grows more powerful as we listen to and value our feelings, intuition, and inner knowing as we're stepping into our power, tapping into it. We're going to say it one more time like we mean it. We are sensitive to the loving spiritual presence that communicates messages of peace and empowerment to us daily. We love our sensitivity as a way to know the divine, and our sensitivity grows more powerful as we listen to and value our feelings, intuition, and inner knowing. So we thank you, Divine Spirit, for those beautiful healing messages of heavenly mercy and sensitivity. So, you guys, I thank you so much, all you beautiful souls. I love you so much. I can look at the comments in a little bit. I have to use Mother Nature's calling. Nature's calling. I have to go pee. I've had too much water and too much coffee. So I love you all, and I hope you have a beautiful, fabulous, wonderful day filled with peace, seeking the peace. Go be at peace and go find peace. Go outside if you can. See, look, the ground's all wet because there was a storm, and the sky looks so clear now, and the sun is shining like Bob Marley. The weather is sweet, yeah. All right, so I'm going to go be free for a little while. I love you all so much. Have a blessed and beautiful day. That lamp was in the way, huh? Don't you think so? There it is. All right. Keep shining, superstars.